Good morning and hello wherever you're joining from on the wonderful world of Facebook. Saying hello from beautiful sunny Spain. Hope you're having a good day. So I wanted to come on here and have a little chat with you today, and I want to chat about self-love as the title suggests. So I really want to sort of dive into this subject because I come from a culture where self-love would be seen as a negative thing. It would be seen as egoic, or it would be seen as feeling better than, or something along those lines. And I can remember many times hearing people saying it in Ireland, oh, he loves himself or she loves herself, and those things, it's a negative connotation, and that is old energy. That is something in the old paradigm where we see self-love as something that is to be put down, or something that is that we're not worthy of our own self-love. Now things are different. Now people are waking up to the reality of what we are. So when I say I love myself, do I mean I love this body? No. This body is a momentary thing. This body changes. This body is impermanent. This body will not survive. This body is only a momentary thing that will be with my real self for a certain period of time. But myself that I love, the real self, the true essence of me, was there before this body, and it will be there after this body. So the self that I love is the eternal self. It's the self that's beyond the body. It's beyond the physical. And that doesn't mean when you get into this life, then a lot of times, and it's something I've went through myself, is that this doesn't mean that because I know that this physical body is a vehicle that I use, it is not me. That doesn't mean that I should forget about this body and then treat my body badly, or really just not take care of my body, because that's very common in when people are waking up and they see the illusion of physicality. Then they start to forget about their body, and they disregard it, and their head is stuck in the clouds and the stars, in the blissful space, which is beautiful. But we choose to come here with this body so we can experience. So it's something that we should look after, and we should give love to our body in every way that we can, knowing that it is a momentary, it's not a permanent thing. So knowing that we can take care of it, feed it well, get massage, do things to love your body, send love to your body, knowing that it is not who you are, but it is a vehicle that allows you to experience this beautiful world, this sensual, the feelings, the five senses, all the things that you can experience the world through this body. Be grateful for that, and still always have the awareness that it's momentary, and that it will pass, and you exist before this body. You will always exist after this body. That's never going to change. So self-love is about real love of self, which is the self beyond the body. It's the self, the eternal self. It's the self that is love. It's not something that is other. It's not something that is like a possessive love. A lot of times in human relationships, we say we love someone, but more so what we are experiencing there is an attachment, a possession. We love the experience of the other person, or we love how they make us feel in things that they do. But that is not the real love that exists beyond all of this. The love of self is it's an unconditional love. It doesn't require you to be anything. It doesn't require you to do anything. It's what you actually are at your essence. You don't have to complete a course. You don't have to there's no requirements. Love is what you are at your core, and when we come here, we decide to give ourselves the experience of forgetting what we are. So we forget that we are love, we forget that we are this energy of source, we forget, so that we can remember and reawaken to that realization, and then it becomes just even more and more of a becoming of a special thing when we realize this is what we are love. And so in our normal day-to-day relationships, we want to move away from those possessive, the attachment love relationships, and move in the direction of the self-love, love of the self, love of the greater self, beyond the world, beyond the form, beyond the body. That's the love that if we cultivate that love within us, and again, it's not something we have to do, it's something we have to allow. It's something that's inside us. It's something that you can experience through meditation, through doing things you love. Those things you'll feel the love of self. When you get quiet, you go into nature. Doing those things will allow you to experience the self, the beautiful God self, the realized, the infinite, the expansive, just the beauty and joy of being. That's what you will experience when you come back to yourself. So bring that into your relationships here with other people, and always start with self-love. So starting with every day, the first thing that you think about, if the first thing you think about is other people, then all day you're going to start on that train of pleasing other people without looking after yourself. So start your day with self-love. I said in one of my other videos of how I start my day, and it's the first thing I do when I before I even open my eyes is send love to my body. And it's sending love to my being, the physical body as well, but it's sending love to my being, and being grateful for being grateful for waking up this day, and from waking up from that dream, and waking up from the grander dream, the illusion of separation, and just be grateful and send that love to your body. And then once you've done that, then you can look after other people. Then you send your love to your partner, to your family, to whoever else. And then going out throughout your day, I think this, again, a lot of the things I talk about is, I think for women sometimes this is more of a thing that they need to work on, not work on, but they have more of a nurturing and taking care of other people. And hi Sabrina, I love your video. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. So what I'm saying is that that women, because of the motherly nature, and because of just the feminine energy, they want to take care of others before they take care of themselves. So this is something that particularly men as well, but particularly women, I think they need to start with themselves, start with self-love, start with taking time just for you, and really do whatever that is for you. If that's massage, if it's doing some yoga, if it's just a walk on the beach, you need to do something every day. And this is for men and women alike. You need to do something every day that's just for you. And I understand people, I don't have the same responsibilities as some other people. I don't have children and these sorts of things, but every day, it doesn't matter how small, you need to do something that is only for you, not for your children, not for your partner, not for your family, not for your society, not for your work. It's just for you, and whatever that is for you and how you fit it into your day is going to be personal to you. But this practice of looking after yourself first is, in this old society as well, this is seen as selfish, but this is completely the opposite of selfish. Self-love is building yourself up, raising your vibration. Really, you become then a beacon where you can not only help other people by your actions, you'll help other people by just your being, just by your presence will help other people. And that you can only do that by working on yourself first. So you just put all of your focus on you for a certain period of time within reason. And obviously, again, I know there are responsibilities outside of these things, but if you really want to help the people around you and help your children, help your husband, your wife, your colleagues, your family, you need to be in a position where you can help. And if you neglect yourself, you are not going to be able to help anyone else. You are, I think I said it yesterday, is it's like the oxygen mask in the plane. You have to put yours on before you can help anyone else. And it's so true in life. Every day we go about our lives, and if all our focus is outward on other people, then we will be always chasing. We'll always be chasing, because the needs of other people change, and the needs of other people are individual to them. And while we can assist, we can only assist from a place of balance and peace ourselves. If we assist when we are not in a place of where we can offer, if a person is in a lower place, or they're going through some troubles and they can't see a way out, if we join them in that same level or lower, then we are not helping them or ourselves. But if we can come from a slightly higher level, a slightly higher vibration, or a slightly different point of view, then we can help those people. Then we can use our influence and our practice and our environment to help that person to match that if they choose. It's the same thing when we talk about healers. And again, the word healer for me is not an accurate term. I feel that people who become healed, or people that heal themselves, will do it solely internally, or in the case where it's the influence of another person. What it is that person has raised their vibration. They've stayed on a positive path. They've looked after their body. They've done things that put them on a vibration, on a level where their being is balanced and healthy and positive. And then the interaction, regardless of what they do, it could be breathwork, it could be massage, it could be just listening, just a word, just something that you say to the person. So you've offered this vibration of health and well-being because you've got yourself there. Then that person can choose to match that. So it's like there's a resonance. They can match that. And when people get healed by the influence of others, it's because they've just matched that vibration. It's not that this person that has offered that is some sort of magic healer. Like, they're just offering a vibration of love of themselves, and compassion for everyone else, because they know that they're all one. And then that person that does get healed is the person that matches that and accepts that and knows that this feels good. This person is doing something. I can feel, wow, this feels nice. Maybe I'll do something like this. And then there's changes in their body. So yes, just focus on you. And saying the words is probably from a lot of cultures, like actually saying the words, I love me, I love myself, that could be a challenge for some people. And that's because of our conditioning, because of we're put down in society and we're less than and we're not worthy. But I encourage every one of you, every day, go to the mirror and look into your eyes and tell yourself, I love you. Tell yourself, I love you. And say it over, and look deeply into your eyes and see that self that's beyond, that's eternal, that's beyond all of this physicality and ups and downs. And Caroline, I'm going to read this. Do you think positive thinking is the same kind of idea? I get through tough times just keeping a positive mind. I always say it helps. Yeah, Caroline, for sure. I feel like positive thinking absolutely is always there's no downside of positive thinking. So positive thoughts and keeping a positive mind and looking at the bright side of life is always it's always preferable to any sort of like lower thoughts. And then when we started we've started like with the positive mind. Okay, I feel this negative thought. No, I choose a new positive thought. But the things that self-help and some self-help and books and all of these older things, I'm sure there's plenty now, but I just don't read them anymore. But where those self-help books and practices fall down, they just focus on positive thinking, positive thinking, positive thinking. But where they fall down is what do you do following that positive thought? So afterwards, how we create. Yes, we can train our mind to have positive thought, positive thought, positive thought. But then if we stop reading that book, we stop having that positive thought, or we still have it, but then our words change. So I have all these positive thoughts about myself. I can think I love myself, but then I meet my friend who I've grown up with, and we have this habit of putting each other down, and then I'll go and say, oh, I hate when I do that, or I hate myself when I'm like this, or that's just habit. And that's where we get into the the self-loathing and the not worthy and the societal putting ourselves down. So the positive thinking has to be followed up with positive words, and really paying attention to your words and paying attention to what you say, particularly about yourself, but equally so what you say about other people. If do we gossip, or do we put people down when we're not in their company? Because ultimately that is just another form of putting ourselves down, because everyone is a reflection, everything is a reflection. So if we think these positive thoughts and I love myself, but then we have a disagreement, or something happens, and then we talk about another person in a negative way, really what we're doing there is we are putting ourselves down. We are seeing things that we see negativity in other people is actually things that are inside of us that we haven't resolved yet, and if we do that, then we are ultimately putting ourselves down. And so the next stage from that then, Caroline, is we've had the positive thoughts, then we pay attention to our words, and having people to help do this is really good. So whenever you catch yourself saying something that's negative about yourself or others, just stopping. And it'll happen constantly, and don't beat yourself up about it, or don't think, oh, I've done that again. No, just start to, whenever you hear yourself saying something negative about yourself or another, instantly you can change that. Just say a new word, choose it. It's usually going the opposite of whatever it was. If it's I hate myself because I have negative thoughts, okay, then we can say I love that I am aware. I love that I am aware enough to notice my negative thoughts about myself, and every day I am going to work, and every day I'm working on reaching for a positive thought. And I'm so grateful that I have this awareness that sometimes my thoughts are not serving me, and I choose now to think in a way that makes me feel good, that makes me feel happy. So you can choose that, and self-inquiry again, it's working on yourself. So look at that thought, observe your words. If you can get other people involved in this as well, and be open and allow them to, which I have with Elisa, and we do together, that like as soon as I have a negative word about myself or others, she'll pick me up straight away and she'll say, look, you're teaching all these things, and then you say this, and this happens all of the time. It's a process. It's a process of doing that. Hey Lamia, my love, all my love to you. So yes, just observe your words, really pay attention to them. I always go back to one of my favorite books of all time. It's The 4 Agreements, and I highly recommend everyone to read that at some stage. It's just the most simple concept of four agreements that you can put into your life. It's simple concepts, but putting it into your life is where the challenge is. But the first one of those agreements is be impeccable with your word. So it means always your words are creative, and always your words are creating what you see outside of you, and what you're going to experience in your life. So be impeccable with your word, and it's a process, and you always are going to fall, but I'm happy, I'm grateful that I have the ability to observe my words and my thoughts, and when I feel and see that it's going in a way that doesn't serve me or I don't like, then I choose another thought, I choose another word. So I have one more stage for you, Caroline. So the next stage from that then is, and this is the big one, where the self-help and those other things, and possibly maybe the secret or some of these other things, is the next stage is then your action. So let's say we start practicing now, and we observe our thoughts, and every time there's a negative thought, we reach for a positive thought. Brilliant. Then our words, we notice when we choose positive words, we speak about ourselves and others in positive ways as much as we can. When we realize we don't, we choose another way. But the last stage is then our actions, what we are actually being. And so the thoughts, I love myself, I am confident, I speak the words, I love myself, I am confident, but I stay at home all day, every day, and I read books constantly on self-help and spirituality. I've read all these books, I've got all this knowledge, and what do I do with it? I don't do anything. I don't take the action. So that's the because we're in this physical world, it's action. And like the law of attraction teachings, they talk about allowing and allow the things that you put out to come to you, and that is true. You have to be in this state of being to allow the things that you want to attract, those positive thoughts, those positive words. You need to be in a state of being to allow them. But if we take that teaching literally, like in like Abraham Hicks and some of these, and I absolutely love Abraham Hicks. It's just, if someone hears the teaching that I just allow, I don't do anything, it's not my work. That is true, and I totally understand what it's choosing that state of being. But if we do that and then don't take any action towards what we want, don't take any action of that positivity and those things, those directions that we want, then we won't have that reflection in our world. So just putting those thoughts and those words into action in whatever way that is for you, whatever you need to do to make it real for you, start acting on it. Just every day. Again, it's just small steps. It doesn't have to be life-changing things. Just every day, pick a positive thought, pick a positive word, and then take an action, one step towards that. Or think of something that I really would love to experience in my life, and then tell someone, then take one step on the way to doing that. So let's pick something simple. So I want a holiday in Spain. I want a holiday in Spain. So this is not a big thing, but for some people, like if they're very busy with family and work, that this one holiday or a couple of holidays a year is such a huge thing and an amazing like rest and clear. So let's say I want a holiday in Spain. So the other thing about being impeccable with our word, if we actually put out to the universe that we want something, what we are saying there is that we don't have it. So again, this is coming back to Abraham Hicks and law of attraction and many other teachers. The universe doesn't hear what you say. It hears what you feel. It hears it feels what you are. So if I say I want a holiday in Spain, so I'm putting out to the universe that I want that. So it's something that I don't have. So how we begin this process of really the law of attraction is not as I want. It's not something that I don't have. It's getting beyond that physical. It's giving thanks and gratitude for that which is already there for me. So it's not a prayer of wanting, like when we go to church, I want something, or I pray for this, or I ask for something. No, we start with the thought, I am so grateful for my holiday in Spain, and then we can start to come up with the things of what am I grateful for, or why would I be grateful for that holiday in Spain. So My thought is I'm so grateful for that holiday in Spain because it's hot, it's warm, it's sunny. I'm so grateful for the sounds of the birds in Spain. I'm so grateful that I can spend time with my family in Spain where we can be really relaxed and enjoy things outside of our normal life. I'm so grateful for the swimming pool, the sea. I'm so grateful for this. So these thoughts are positive, and we have to get beyond the fact that those things are not physically in front of us now. That is not the way that we look at this. We have to get beyond what the physical world is showing us, because there is obviously a delay because of our beliefs. In actuality, if we were able to ship away all of our beliefs and conditioning that we need certain things to achieve certain things, there's a level where as soon as we put that out there, that's actual reality. So the gap is between our belief, our faith, our conditioning that says I need a certain amount of time before this holiday can happen. I need a certain amount of money before this can happen. So it's a request of it's not a request. It's just an expression of gratitude for, in this example, this holiday to Spain. And then I'm so grateful for my transport to the airport. I'm so grateful for the pilot who will fly the plane. I'm so grateful for the lovely people we meet at the other end. So these sorts of things. So you can apply this to anything that you wanted. Like for Caroline, we're talking about this positive thoughts. So it's not oh, it would be so amazing to be in Spain. I would love that there. I want that so much. I want my work to end. I can't wait until I get those 2 weeks off so I can tell my boss to piss off for 2 weeks. Or no, we have to look at it's already here. I'm grateful for this, and think of all the things, all the reasons why you would be grateful for it, and give that thank. That's your positive thought where you begin, and then start to tell people. Then start with your words, and start stating in the positive all of those things that you've thought or imagined, and put that into your day. Start talking to your friends about things that you love about Spain. I love all of the thoughts that we had. I love the sunshine. I love the freedom, and it's not I will love them or I want that so I can feel this. No, it's present tense. It's now. I love Spain. I love how the people are relaxed there, and they sleep at 2 o'clock in the day for 1 hour and just close everything, or 2 hours, whatever it is, for their siesta. So start to find things that you appreciate about that which is already here, but in the outside physical world it may not be right in front of us now, but that doesn't stop us from being able to be grateful for it now and putting it out there. So I'm so and this is in words, so we're being very impeccable with the words. We're saying I love Spain. I love how it makes me feel. I love the feeling of getting into a warm swimming pool. I love the freedom of reading a book and being free from the normal day-to-day things that happen. I love this. I appreciate that. So that's your thoughts and your words are now in alignment. So now the universe is just flowing everything. It's already there, but it's just flowing it all towards you. It's flowing it all towards you. So I'm allowing. So there's no I want or I wish, I hope. It's I am grateful. It is. And so we've got our thoughts, our words are in alignment. Everything's flowing. So the water is building up pressure towards you. That holiday in Spain is becoming reality. You're thinking about it every day. You're feeling it every day. You're saying the words. You're sharing it with people, and that momentum is building. So now we have to take action towards that holiday. So let's say in reality, I'm not in a position now to book this holiday for another year, or let's for example, that's a possibility. But what can I do today? What action can I take today that keeps me in alignment with my thoughts and my words? So I can start researching. I can start finding places in Spain that I love, that look amazing. I'm going to look at hotels and start appreciating those things. I'm going to, wow, this place looks amazing. This is exactly what I imagined. Let's appreciate that. Let's look at pictures of Spanish people. Let's read books about Spain. Let's talk to a Spanish person that lives near you. Let's think outside the box. Really go with, okay, I have those thoughts, those words are, this is already my reality. So how can I follow that up with my actions? How can I make it my reality step at a time, step at a time? It's all there. It's all open to me. This momentum of thought and words is just building, 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 and all I need to do is just start acting towards that. And then when you do that, and that's that last step, that's a lot of times you're in that state of being of gratitude just by default, because you're enjoying what you're saying, you're enjoying what you're thinking, and you're taking actions towards it. Then you may find that something just happens out of the blue, where someone offers you an opportunity to go to Spain, and we have to let go of the expectation of what this could be or how it should be. I see this holiday in Spain, but we have to be open to any possibility and not limit ourselves to exactly what we imagined with our thoughts, what we said with our words. We have to be open to all infinite possibilities, because what we can think and what we can say is minimal to what the universe can actually provide. So the opportunities are absolutely infinite and unlimited. So if we put it in a certain way, we have expectations of it should exactly be this, then we're limiting the possibilities of something even more amazing coming. So we've aligned that up, so we're starting to take actions. Then we're just allowing what comes, and we keep that appreciative, grateful thoughts, and then just allow what comes up, and then follow this come up. We may see, we walk along the road and we see something related to Spain or something. The universe will start to throw things at you, small bits at a time, and once you start acting in that direction, you get a cue, you get some friend that is mentioned about Spain, or there's maybe I can start taking Spanish lessons at my home. All of these things, you just pay attention, and the universe will just throw them at you, and then bam, something happens. In 1 month time you have an offer to go to Spain that's cost half the price that you thought it was. Someone's going to offer you an exchange program where you can do something where you help them and they offer their place, or let's say it could be any infinite possibilities. It's just, if we're open to that possibility, you throw that out, the universe will give you those things. It's like, this is the law of attraction, and it's not a law that you need to learn. It's not something that you need to it's not a course you need to do. It's just a state of being and gratitude for what already is there, what already exists. That's it. And like a famous, someone who talks amazingly well about it, and his life now obviously shows it, is Conor McGregor. And whether you like him or you don't like him, when he talks about how he thinks, how he visualizes, you can hear his words. There is just singular focus, and whether you agree with what he does and how he does it, it doesn't really matter. It's the results he gets. Before he became world champion, and he visualized it over and over and over again, and he's seen what it looked like, and he felt what it felt like, and he did it, and he did it against the odds for a lot of people, and against a lot of probably negative feeling. He's this kind of character that divides people, and people will love him and they love to hate him because he's so out there. But he has that formula done. There's no doubt in his mind in it. And the thing that obviously where you can see with him as well is he doesn't. It's not just when things are going good. He came from being on the dole, and he was broke, and at that time he was visualizing himself being world champion, and he was thinking about how this money, and obviously again the money and how he deals with that, it's not for me to judge. That's irrelevant. But the fact that how he brought himself from nothing to there was through this. What I'm explaining to you is that his thoughts, his words, and actions were all in alignment. Everything he did was there, and when he fell, or when things went wrong, or when he was beaten, his thoughts, his words, his actions never changed. They didn't change, and then he came back and he got up again, and that's, you can follow that formula. You don't have to become Conor McGregor or what changes whenever he achieves that thing. Whether is that giving him full satisfaction or not, only he knows. I don't know. As I say, it's no judgment, but how he has followed that is what we can put into anything we want in our life. Everything that's available, it's there, and people like him, they know that, and they just use that, and it seems effortless to them. Although if you watch some of his fights, it wouldn't be effortless standing in front of him, but it's effortless in creation. It's so Caroline, I don't know if you're still there. I hope that answered your question on, yes, positive thinking I feel is 100% what you should do, but there's steps and ways of being that comes along with that, and that you need to follow up with to really complete that. And I would really recommend reading the Four Agreements. Again, I'll recommend the book that I always recommend, Conversations with God. There's a whole series of books, but that is the most complete series of books for me in anything, and I've read a lot of books. I can tell you, hundreds. I think I have 90 audiobooks at the minute. I've just counted them the other day. So like written books and on Kindle, I don't know. And there's no book or series of books that covers this much better than I could ever explain to you. But I think I've got it across in as best a way as I can with my grasp of language and grasp of it. But all of these things, and much more, everything about your life. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. If anyone else has a question, you can just throw it out there, type it. Don't be shy, because I've just been having a lot of monologues here where I've been just sharing what I think and what I want to talk about. So if anyone, or even if you don't have a question, you can just throw out a subject that you want to discuss, and we'll talk about it. So I've kind of lost my train of thought where I started. Self-love. So if anyone has a question, just type it there, and as soon as I see it, we can talk about it, and I can carry on with my sort of the subject of self-love and looking after yourself every day and expressing yourself. That's the most important thing, and it's took me a long while. I'm 37 years old now, and I come from a culture that men particularly are not encouraged to speak up, or not to talk about our feelings, not to question authority, so it's non-expression. So what I am doing now is part of my journey, and it took me a long time to actually get the courage to do this, but I am doing it now without expectation. Like Caroline, when I was saying, like having an expectation of what those positive thoughts will bring, I drop that. I have no I'm not doing this video, to be honest, I'm not doing this video for anyone except me. It's as much for me as it is for anyone else. If I share something that helps someone else, that's amazing, and it's like so beautiful and so inspiring. But this is part of my self-love, part of my expressing what's inside of me instead of keeping it inside. And I spent many years of reading all the books and hiding at home when I lived in Ireland, hiding at home, meditating and not telling anyone, because I was too afraid to say that I was meditating, which seems quite funny to me now and just really weird, but that's the way it was. And I was having these meditations where I was healing my back and visualizing my back, but I wouldn't tell anyone because I don't know, it's quite strange, but I didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't want to share that story, so I wasn't expressing myself. So although I healed my back through this visualization and these practices I've talked about, I still wasn't expressing all the things that I was learning. I wasn't expressing who I am. I wasn't expressing love for myself. I didn't love myself very much at that stage. It was the beginning of discovering that. But so it's time for for it's a expression, who you are, because each one of us are individual. Each one of us have something to offer everyone, and everyone watching here, or everyone who watches going forward, has something completely individual that you can offer, that I will never have that perspective of. So just know each one of us has individual gifts. Each one of us has chosen to come here to share our gifts, to really expand and express our soul. Get some flying under there. Express our soul purpose, our soul's evolution, and it's all about service of others. I say I do this for myself, for self-love, and that is true. And my first purpose is to express myself, and obviously if that helps other people, which it can't not help someone, at least one person will be helped when you share honestly, when you share from your heart. The people will, because there's no, it's not the human, it's not the condition, and it's not the society, it's actually shared from the heart. So there will be people that will help. So, and again, I don't have an expectation of, or I'm not doing that because I feel like I'm some sort of healer, or even necessarily a teacher, or any of these things. I just know now that I'm free to express myself in whatever way I want, and there's no limits here. Yesterday I had a bit of a rant about like politics and religion and all those things that I normally completely stay away from, but I was very open and honest about feelings in myself, and not feelings, more like biases and things that I grew up with, that a lot of times we wouldn't share openly, but I'm sharing it openly to show that exactly what you see is what you get now. And for 30 plus years of my life, I was always guarded. I didn't love myself. I didn't share who I was. So, and it's common. It's common for most of us, I would say. A lot of us, we keep guarded on lots of things. But when you start to do this sort of thing, then it just frees you up, and you don't have to pretend to be something that you're not. You don't have to be like, I had this dual life for the last few years, where before I started sharing this, where I had this like very deep spiritual practices, and having these like amazing realizations, and working with people through breathwork, and they were having these life-changing experiences, and then I was keeping this separate from my normal life, and not sharing this with people, because I was kind of, I don't know, again, it was just some sort of conditioning, or that kept me from that. So I kept this dual life, where I was just this what I always had been, but I got to a stage just recently where I just decided, it was only very recently, I decided, what's the point in having these two lives? It takes energy to do that, and it's not that old. Yes, that's who I was at that time, whatever, all the things and all the feelings and all the challenges and the negativity and all the times when I wasn't what I would feel now is my true self. That's all part of the journey, and that's all me. And every one of you will all have things that we might regret, or things that we feel we're not ourselves, but that's part of the journey, and we don't carry those things are in the past. No matter what you've done, or no matter what has happened that's in the past, it's gone. It doesn't actually exist now, only in a thought. So if we are still thinking about the past, that only exists as a thought in our head, because we can't have that experience. We can think we have the experience of the past, but it's still a thought. It's only a thought. And then if we change our thoughts right now, we can actually change the past. And I know this sounds probably quite out there to someone, and it's very sort of high level metaphysical sort of things. I want to put it in as simple a term as possible, but when we change our thoughts and our feelings about a past event or a thought, what we are actually changing that past. We are actually transforming that, because all we ever have is now. When you have this, when you hear these words now, it's now. You may hear this in 2 days time, that will still be now, because that now is when you experience that. And it doesn't matter that I've said these words now at this time in Spain. You may hear this in a different country in a week's time at a different time. That will still be now. So there's no difference. So if we change our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions around a past event, there is no past, there is no future, it's only now. So we actually change our experience of that. And we practice a lot with these sort of things, and it's all around, obviously, mostly the things that have the biggest impact on us are things that we hold against ourselves or someone else. So that's why forgiveness is such a big thing, and doing forgiveness work is such a big part of our work. It's a big part of our life. And if you can forgive something that this illusory past event, if you can forgive yourself, not if you can, if you choose to forgive yourself for this past event, choose to forgive that other person without condoning. I'm not saying that we condone acts of negativity or dark acts or things that have brought pain to people's lives. What I'm saying, we can forgive those and release ourselves and release that person and allow both to move on, and importantly allow yourself to become more of who you are. If we hold on to past events that are traumatic and that feel really bad in our body, if we hold on to those like angers and those things, they are the causes of disease. They're the causes of like negative repercussions in your body. And there are other causes. I'm not saying this is the only one, but it's a huge part of what manifests as disease: unexpressed anger, non-forgiveness of yourself for something you've done in the past, and that is holding grudges against other people. So they say like holding a grudge or keeping that is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And that's exactly what it is. Holding a negative thought about a past event or person is poisoning you, because even if you don't believe that what I say about past, present and future, if you hold this grudge, this whatever it is against this person in the past, you have no control. You can't change that. So even if you feel like the past that does exist, like we say that is a real thing, what can you can't change that. If it's your reality, if you believe that it's your reality and that exists now, you can't change that event. But when you look at it from the point of view of how I've said that past event in actuality doesn't exist unless you bring it into this now. And you bring it into this now by holding the grudge, by continuing the negative thought, by I'm a victim of this other person, this other society, this other government, I'm a victim of that. Then you bring it into your now, and then yes, you can experience it in your now as a reality. There is another way. You can choose to see the really difficult things in our life as a growth, as a blessing, okay, I forgive myself for the way I acted, or I forgive that person for how I acted, and without condoning whatever pain and suffering was caused to either party, I can just let that go and move on and focus on now. Focus on how do I feel now, what do I want to do in my life now. Do I want to continue to look to the past and make myself feel bad and manifest disease, or do I want to start to choose health, choose happiness, choose what action can I take now to move me on for these things. And obviously I'm saying this in a simplistic way. I know there are many things that are huge challenges from our childhood, from abusive relationships, from violence, from loss, and of course I know these things are what we see as the biggest poverty, as we see as the biggest challenges in this human experience, and I know that, and I accept that, and I encourage you to just look at people who have went through the most horrific things imaginable, and I give examples before you can look at these yourself, and they somehow, there's something inside of them that knew that yes, this event or this something has happened in this past, and do I choose now to be a victim of that for the rest of my life, or do I choose to forgive it without condoning and move on and choose something else, so I can actually learn and grow from that and be a new person, and now choose now to be happy and choose to be grateful that I've come from this negative or dark place or this event that has happened, and now I choose something different, and now I can be a different person, and be, because I've experienced this darkness, my life can go even further than someone that's had a quite a stable path, where they have not had this contrast, this up and down, this really challenging events in their life. So just some thoughts on that. As I say, I don't think any other questions have come in, but it's just some thoughts. I started on self-love and got off, but that's perfect. I just I want questions, like, so thank you, Caroline, for your question. I know I got quite long-winded in the answer, but I'm sure some people will have that same question that you have, and they can see if some of this sharing helps with that. So I think I've gone on for quite a bit today, and I haven't had my breakfast yet, so I'm going to start with getting back to loving the body. So I've spent the whole morning doing self-work, and so starting with self-love, and then moving on to gratitude, and then I've moved to do some yoga, and now I came here to express and take action on those things that make me happy. So just look at ways you can do that every day, and see what happens. And if you want to message me or ask me about any of these things, just message, and we can chat. As I say, it does take delays for me to get back to people, and I do have a lot of emails and messages I need to get back. So again, I apologize. I have replied. I have replied to all emails and messages today. So there's how I start. So I start with practicing what I preach. Hey Sabrina, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Hope you put it into practice, and let me know how it goes. So I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Connect with me on here. Always, I have, as I say, on my website, activatebreathwork.com/lifestyle. There's so many good books, good daily practices, and amazing free videos that you can watch that talk about all these sorts of things, and lots more. So check them out, see what you think, and go have fun, enjoy, and just start with self-love, and the world around you will start to love you back. Okay, see you all very soon. Bye Sabrina, see you all, and hope you have an amazing day, and I will chat with you all very soon. Ciao, bye bye.